Welcome, Riddell Sports Network. I am Dan, and I'm just here to talk Predators today. I usually don't do like a single hockey game. We'll have our weekly hockey news, but I don't know. I'm loving hockey these days, and maybe I'll do a weekly Predators recap or something. But this game was absolutely insane, so I had to talk about it. So Nashville, very, very bad in the beginning of the game. They were down 5-1 with about halfway through regulation. And then they flipped a switch. This is something that constantly happens in Nashville games. The teams that they play against, Nashville is always down to start the game. A lot of times they rally. Sometimes, the rally falls short, but at least they make it interesting. This time they come all the way back from 5-1 with about 30 minutes left in the game. And when I tell you it looked like two different teams were on the ice, you would not, if you didn't see this game, and I'd recommend, because NHL and all these, they're very strict on copyright. You play anything more than a 10-second video and they hit you. But I would recommend you go and watch the recap of this on either NHL.com or on YouTube. And it was absolutely incredible. The team that I was watching through the first half of the game looked like they were ready to just go into the Olympic break, just kind of wrap it up. They're on the cusp of playoff contention. They're only a few games out, and we'll take a look at that really quick. So, see, they are 58 points, tied with San Jose. They've played one more game than San Jose, so they're right in it. They're not in exactly a favorable position, but they're only a few games out at this point. You got to root for Utah, Anaheim, LA, and San Jose to lose, but there's still 28 games left, so there's time. But it was absolutely insane today. I just want to highlight one thing here in the standings. Look at this. 14. So LA has more points than Nashville, but have lost 31 games. Actually, same with Vegas. Vegas is, on the season, Vegas is 25 wins and 30 losses, and they're in the number one in the Pacific. Yeah, that's a thing. So it's very weird. If these two teams play each other in the playoffs, every single game's going to go to overtime. Will anyone win? That's the question. But anyways, back to this game here. So Nashville only had 9 shots through the first 30 minutes and end with 28. Steven Stamkos had 2 goals, including the game winner. Ryan O'Reilly had 2 goals. Roman Josi, 4 assists. Fantastic job. They pulled UC Saros. So I felt bad for UC. They pulled the goaltender. And, not to mention, Nashville had 9 shots. So they had 0 shots through the first 10 minutes of the second period, by the way, on top of all that. They pulled Saros, right? And Annunen comes in, and he stops a few goals like shortly after they pulled him. But then St. Louis didn't get another shot for like 15 minutes. So it looks like Annunen came in and was lights out, and it was all Saros' fault. But the team changed. Something clicked in them, and it seems to do that a lot. They are 12-9-1, well, now 13-9-1 when trailing after the first period. In my first year, this is my first year of watching a team every day. Every time the Predators are on, except when they play the Devils or the Islanders, because they're blacked out over here. Every single game I've watched, and this team is like they're like a damn heart attack. It's just every game is stressful. There's been a few blowouts, of course. Every team has a bad game, but I don't know why they always have to start down. So, anyways, St. Louis was up 5-1. Predators go on a 5-0 run to end the game, and it was an absolutely insane. And if you're following along, you know, and on X and everything, it was insane to see the reaction of people, because I was following the Predators Twitter account, and there's St. Louis fans, and they're going, "Oh, you're done, and not so fast. This is what these guys do." It seems like every game they're down. So and by the way, all 5 of the goals when they were down 5-1, all 5 of the goals after that were 5-on-5s. No power play. It's not like St. Louis pulled what Boston did in Tampa the other night, when they just couldn't stay out of the penalty box. No, a switch just flipped. The only power play goal Nashville had was the first goal of the game. So, absolutely wild. So, Forsberg, I think. Yeah, Forsberg with 1. Oh, sorry, second goal of the game, because they have to start off behind. But O'Reilly with 2, Forsberg with 1, McCarron with 1, and Stamkos with the final 2. It was absolute bananas. I was so excited after the game ended that, you know, I don't usually just pop on and recap hockey, but it was so much fun to watch. And it's probably hard for people who aren't Predators fans to like get into how exciting this game was. But you would have thought you were in a library the first, I would say, the middle 15 minutes before the comeback. And then the place just erupted. I feel bad if anyone left. It was like, oh, it's 5-1. I'm going home. Maybe don't give up on them so quick. But a lot of fun. So much fun. I'll just do recaps every time or maybe a weekly NHL week in review or something, because, man, I've been loving this stuff. All the stuff coming out about the NFL lately, not really exactly giving me confidence that I'll, you know, swing back. It used to be my primary sport, but I'll just do hockey and baseball. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'll still watch, you know, but I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. And if anyone likes these types of videos, just let me know. We'll catch you guys on Wednesday with the usual weekly show.